In just a few words, Allah strikes a powerful example that sums up the reality of life. He says that this life is like the example of rain that falls and causes plants to grow to the delight of the planters. But later, the plants dry up and you see them turn yellow, then they are reduced to debris. The Quran, chapter 57, verse 20. At first glance, this might sound like a basic analogy, but simply by reflecting on it, we have the potential to fully transform the way we see life. So, let's reflect. When a planter plants a seed, there must be work done for it to grow. This includes things like looking after the soil, watering it, and making sure it doesn't get infested. Despite doing all this work, the planter has no idea if the seed will actually grow. It could be damaged, for example, or an animal could eat it, or the soil might not have the right conditions. Yet the planter must do the work, despite these worries, because that is the only chance he has to see the seed grow. Now imagine a planter wakes up one morning after weeks of hard work and notices that his seed finally sprouted. Just imagine the happiness, the excitement, the satisfaction. After all that hard work and worry and patience, he can finally see the fruits of his labour. Day after day, the planter nurtures the plant and it grows and grows and grows, and the excitement starts to fade. The planter stops caring for it like he once did. Then it starts to turn yellow, and from yellow to brown, until it dries up, crumbles, and blows away in the wind. Such is the example that Allah gives us to explain the reality of life. You see, my life and your life is like a seedbed. As we live our lives, we plant seed after seed after seed. What I'm saying is that life is just a number of goals that we set ourselves and work towards. Some goals we never reach and the seed never grows. But some goals we do reach and the seed sprouts. But like with any seed that sprouts, the plant must eventually turn yellow and crumble. For example, we study year after year, hoping to graduate, not knowing if we'll ever make it. After studying all this time and doing test after test that stressed you out day and night, the seed sprouts and you finally get the news that you are graduating. Think of the happiness. All of that stress and hard work has finally paid off. On graduation day, you take pictures, you celebrate, you frame your certificate. But then after some time, your entire graduation becomes a faint memory. Now, you walk past your certificate and you don't even notice it. What happened? Your graduation turned yellow. A lot of us aspire to be rich, thinking that money is the pinnacle of success. We wake up every day striving for a promotion at work, striving for a breakthrough in our business, dreaming about what we will do with that money. But in reality, after the seed sprouts and grows, you realize that financial freedom is not the source of true happiness or satisfaction. That money you devoted all your time and effort to has now let you down and turned yellow. Do you see the common pattern? When we set ourselves goals in life, we somehow think that achieving them will give us lasting happiness and satisfaction. We desire the best phone, 1 million followers, a beautiful spouse, our dream car, the best clothes, thinking that these things will result in the perfect life. But when we get these things and realize they've gone yellow, we plant another seed and the cycle repeats. Once I study, I'll graduate. then I'll look for my first job, then I'll get a promotion, then I'll get rich, then I'll marry the person of my dreams, then I'll have kids, then I'll raise them. But then what? We somehow trick ourselves into thinking that having these things is the perfect life. But the reality is, there is no such thing as the perfect life. These very people you think have it all and are satisfied also want more for themselves, just like me and you. As the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, if man was given a valley full of gold, they would want another one. Why? Because everything in this life will eventually turn yellow, even if you had all the wealth in the world. Yet we chase this life, thinking that once the seed sprouts, it will always be green. Do you now see why Allah describes this life as the enjoyment of deception? You see, the beauty of the Quran is that Allah never gives us the lock without the key. So what is the key to break free from this cycle and find true enjoyment and satisfaction? The key is Islam. Why? Because Islam teaches us that our ultimate goal can only be achieved after we die. Let's internalize that for a second. Since we never reach the goal in this life, the seed will never sprout. If the seed never sprouts, the plant can never go yellow. But in order to achieve this goal, we have to work, just like the planter has to work after planting his seed. This means the Muslim will strive to be rich, not for the sake of financial freedom and buying Ferraris and designer clothes, but to help those who are less fortunate, seeking the ultimate reward only from Allah. This means the Muslim will strive for the best grades at school, not for the sake of status or to be known as knowledgeable by the people, but to help bring benefit to others, seeking the ultimate reward only from Allah. You see, the Muslim uses material gains as a means to earn the pleasure of Allah and draw closer to the goal in the hereafter. But the minute you strive for a material gain to achieve a goal that is in this life, such as pleasing the people or your own desires, the seed will sprout and will eventually turn yellow. This will undoubtedly leave you in a state of delusion, emptiness, and dissatisfaction. So ask yourself, would you rather chase money, fame, lusts, parties, knowing that you will be deceived? Or would you rather chase the ultimate pleasure of the hereafter by using this world as a means to get there? If you choose this life, then know you are chasing your own shadow. If you try to catch it, you will never be able to. But if you turn your back to it and choose the hereafter, then the shadow has no choice but to follow you. As the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, whoever makes the hereafter his goal, Allah makes his heart rich and the world comes to him whether it wants to or not. And whoever makes the world his goal, Allah puts poverty right before his eyes and the world does not come to him except what has been decreed for him. Your life is a seedbed, so choose your seeds carefully and wisely.
اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور